afternoon, and good evening. It's about 6:15 here in Central Europe. I'm broadcasting from the Netherlands, and I take this opportunity to welcome you to tonight's broadcast. And what we're going to be talking about today is how to develop long term motivation and stay driven. Knowing that sometimes we set goals, we have New Year's resolutions, but sometimes the New Year's resolutions don't leave past 2 weeks or even January at best. But I think it's important that we set ourselves up for success in this year, not more than ever, that we get into whatever it is that we are doing with the mindset that we are in it to win it and we are not giving up until we have results. So, welcome to tonight's broadcast, and I'm excited because we're going to be diving into a topic that hits home for many of us. This is something that is relatable for many of us, how to develop long-term motivation and to stay driven, most especially if there are things that you're working on and you're passionate about. And if you've ever started anything strong and you found yourself struggling to keep momentum, there's something in this broadcast for you. And also, if you are there and you feel like starting is easy, but you're not a good finisher, that when things come to following them up so that you can get them to the finish line, that somehow motivation fades and things remain in the middle. This happens to the best of us. You are not alone as far as this is concerned. And in this broadcast, my hope is to uncover how to stay motivated for the long term so that we can stay at it until we win. And so, if you are connecting with me, I would appreciate some engagement. Let me know if you can hear me, if my sound is clear, because I don't have any feedback right here just to be able to know. Let me know in the comment section. I'm connecting from my home here in the Netherlands. If you're watching either from any of the streaming platforms that we are broadcasting on, just let me know if you can hear me in the comment section, and I'll receive your comment here in the studio. And just do me a favor and like and share this broadcast if you find the information that I'm sharing valuable. But thank you so much for being here. And without wasting any time, I just want to get into the meat and the potatoes as far as this is concerned. So the main thing that I think we have to focus on when we are talking about how to develop long-term motivation and staying driven is to understand our why. This is powerful because when you know why you're doing something, you can endure almost anyhow. So the first step to understanding long-term motivation or to having long-term motivation is knowing why you're doing something. I want us to go back to that and realize and ask ourselves that question in a way that is deep. What is our why for doing the thing that we are doing? Because this is what's going to become our anchor as far as what we are doing is concerned. And it's what's going to help us to stay at it and not give up, regardless of what happens or what life throws at us. So it's important that we take that time and ask ourselves, why do I want to achieve this goal? Why is it that I want to achieve this goal? Is it for personal reasons? Is it for your family? Is it for your personal growth? The things that you have, the goals that you have set for yourself this year. Is it for your financial freedom? Or is it for something that is bigger than yourself? Because when your why is clear, your motivation becomes unstoppable. You will be able to show up even when it may feel like it's hard to show up. So get clear on why you are doing the things that you're doing, because this is what's going to help you stay at it and not give up. And the next thing that I want to talk about is setting realistic goals. Set realistic and meaningful goals. What do I mean by this? The truth is that motivation fades, and sometimes, most especially when the goals that we have set feel overwhelming. So what we have to do is break the goals that we have into smaller chunks, into actionable steps. And we get to the place that we can give ourselves permission to celebrate every milestone that we reach, because each win helps to build up momentum for the next. So the goal is for us to make progress. It's not being perfect. And what I want you to realize is that progress beats perfection every time. So focus on moving forward rather than being perfect. Even if it's just one small step at a time, the most important thing is that you are making progress. And then the next one is that we have to create habits that support our motivation. Because motivation alone is not enough, ladies and gentlemen. You need habits that make it easier for you to be able to do the things that you need to do on those days when you don't feel like doing them. I'll give you an example. I'm a runner. I like long distance running, and I run about 6 times a week. But I have set it up that when I finish, when I switch on my computer in the afternoon after my work, the next thing I have to do is step out and go run. Or when I've worked from the office and I get home, the first thing I have to do is get out and go for a run. And I have set it up in a way that my running shoes are where I see them. My running tracks are specific in a certain place that I can access them easily and get dressed and get running as quickly as possible. But to realize that sometimes I don't feel like going for the run. But after I have stepped out, I know that I can do it. And then it just becomes so fulfilling. And the energy that I get from it is just so amazing. So we have to get to that place and realize that discipline is important. When we are relying on motivation alone, it's going to be difficult. But when we have habits that make hard days easier because we are relying on discipline, things take on a whole new meaning. In those days, you will be able to show up and do the work even when you feel like it's hard. And the beauty of this is those small actions, the small things that you do eventually add up, and that's what leads to the results. Because if you, sometimes we're waiting for the big moment, for the grand slam, but success is the summation of the small steps that we take every day, and they add up, and eventually we get to that place and look back and we're like, oh my, this is 2025 and this is what I've been able to do. Look back on the past year and the success that you were able to achieve. It was one step at a time, and this is the way that we go about it as far as this is concerned. So what we have to remember is that discipline is important. Motivation is good, but it cannot be relied on. Rather, let's rely on habits. Let's rely on discipline. And discipline, what I've understood, is the ability for us to give ourselves an instruction and to follow through with that instruction no matter what happens. So we have to get to that place. And then you have to surround yourself with positive influences, because our environment matters. The environment that we surround ourselves with has a tremendous impact. If you surround yourself with people who tell you that you can't do something, if you surround yourself with people who make you feel small, who belittle you for your achievements, who make you feel like you don't matter, it's going to be difficult for you to do the things that life and destiny are calling you to do in 2025. But when you surround yourself with people who encourage you, you surround yourself with people who inspire you and challenge you to keep going, it's easier for you to even share your goals with people like this and ask them to hold you accountable. That when you win, they celebrate with you and they encourage you to realize that, hey, we are doing this. And when one person wins, we all win. And the next one that I want to talk about is we have to stay connected to the bigger picture, because sometimes motivation wins because we forget the big picture. And we have to take time and visualize the impact of our success. And here I'm talking about, what will your life look like when you achieve that goal? How will your life change? What are the feelings that you're going to feel? What is it that you are really going after? Because it's not that number that you're going after. There's a feeling behind it. There's something that you are going after behind the number. And whatever your numbers are, there's a feeling behind it. And that is the big picture. What will your life look like when you have achieved that goal? I want you to take a moment and visualize and hold on to that vision, because more than anything else, it is your fuel. And briefly, I just want to take a moment and talk about motivation in action and building a life of freedom. And this is directly to my diaspora community, because as the order of business is, I never want to finish a broadcast like this without taking a moment to speak to my people. So my fellow diasporans, I know what this feels like. Staying motivated has unique challenges, that's for sure. Amidst the responsibilities that we juggle in multiple worlds, you're supporting your loved ones in the country where you are, and you're raising your young family, but also you have responsibilities on the other side of the world. And for us, motivation matters so much. But what if I told you that there is a way that we could stay motivated while creating financial freedom for ourselves and our families? And getting to that place that we can not worry about what the future holds. And this is possible when we consider starting an online business. This could be a game changer for us. And what I'm talking about is not just earning more income, but it's about reclaiming our time and living with purpose and building something meaningful. Because this is what's possible, ladies and gentlemen. And when we think about the fact that having an online business could help us get aligned with our goals, whether it's financial stability or to have more time with your family or to be able to create a legacy, having an online business may be the path for you to achieve it. The beauty of it is that it's scalable. You can start small and grow at your own pace. There's no one rushing you. You can do this at your own pace, which keeps the whole process manageable and motivating. And there's no and the opportunity for it to have an impact, because the beauty of it is you are doing this with your family, and the sense of purpose that just this fuels is absolutely amazing. And if you would like to get more information as far as what I'm sharing is concerned, wherever you're watching me from, there is a link in the bio, but I've also just dropped it in the comment section. And you should be able to pick up the link in the comment section and just click on that and receive your free blueprint to find out how you can start your own online business in 2025 and beyond. And I want to wish you the very best in life, in love, and in business. May the peace of God guide your hearts and minds. Thank you so much, and good night.